Ring the alarms, the bells are back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Talbot's Tea. You guys, tonight we're going to be talking about the Belle Collective. Yes, the Belle Collective over there on the OWN network. I think Carlos King is the executive producer of this show. Now, you guys, I ain't even going to hold y'all. I just started watching Belle Collective their last season, right? And I kind of got into it. And I don't know if you guys know, but Love and Marriage Huntsville was one of my favorite shows that Carlos King produced. But if you know how the demise of this show is going. That show is going, in my opinion. I don't watch that show no more. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Belle Collectives. Y'all, let's ring the bells, right? So the Belle Collective, this is, I believe, their 6th season. And this is the first episode of their new season. Now, you guys, I did watch it and I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed it. Now, I'm not going to give y'all scene from scene, but I'm just telling y'all what I remember from the show and what stuck out to me. And I'm going to give y'all my opinion. And it's just my opinion. I don't know any of this to be factual, but it's just going to be my opinion. So, y'all, sit back, enjoy. Let's go. So, this scene starts off, the episode starts off with Marie. Marie pulls up to Latrice's beauty, well, not beauty, but her beauty store. Yeah, beauty store. Pulls up to, and she came up in the driveway. I was like, okay, that's different. You know, a drive-through beauty supply store. I kind of like that idea because I like the fact that Latrice knows how to pivot, right? So Marie pulls up, she greets the lady at the window. She's very nice, she's very pleasant, and she asks for the manager. The manager and probably / owner is none other than Latrice. Latrice comes to the window. She's like, what's up, girl? You know, chopping it up a little bit. She's like, girl, pull around the back, come through the VIP, honey. So Marie goes around, pulls up, she comes in VIP. Y'all, if y'all been watching this show, y'all know Latrice and Mary, their relationship has been not the best, to say the least. It has not been the best. They did not see it for one another. But this season, clearly, there's been a change of heart. We saw in the last reunion how they hugged it out because Marie made Latrice a hamburger. And so now they're cool, right? As they should be. And I love that for them. So they're talking, catching up. Marie invites Latrice to her birthday party. I believe it's her 45th birthday party. Latrice tells her, because they have a new business, a new restaurant called Taste, that I think is doing well. I'm almost certain it's doing well. But Latrice said it's so demanding that she probably won't be able to come. Fine. Okay, cool. So then, they end. Then we go, who's next? Give me a second, you guys. I gotta remember. Because, I'll be doing this off the drop of the dime. I won't be writing nothing down. But that doesn't mean I don't remember. So then, let's talk about Letitia and Glendale. Oh, Glendale. So, Letitia, she likes to give massages, clearly, because I remember last season she did this massage thing and had this girl come out the closet singing to old Glendale or whatever. But anyway, Letitia, she's saying that, things are better between her and Glendale. They know each other's passwords and codes to their phones, so the cheating and all this stuff is not going on anymore. So she feels like her marriage is in a better place, right? Glendale comes home. Glendale has started another job. I think he's back in the oil field or something. And so he's able to be home every night as before. Like last season, he would have to be away for weeks at a time, right? So he comes home with, Latricia, she's in her little lingerie or whatever, and she got her massage table, and she's throwing rose petals on the table for Glendale when he comes home. Like, like she really be going all out for this man, right? And that's her husband, that's her right. He thinks spicy, right? So he comes home, she's showering him, she got the oils out, she tells him to get on the table, she's massaging his back, and they're talking, and she's explaining to him that she feels now that she's in her soft girl era, and he says he likes that. And she says she was in her masculine era because she had to. And when they were talking about this, I really could understand what she was talking about. You know, we want to be soft, or any woman wants to be soft. Most women, feminine women, want to be soft. But sometimes life comes at us in different ways. Well, we gotta stand in our masculine roles, right? You know, and I know that's where I am in my life right now. And I feel like because I'm here, I'm stronger. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm stronger where, you know, I kind of tackle things. Before, that's a whole nother story. This ain't about me. But when she said that, I completely understand being in her, having to be more masculine than feminine, right? So I guess after all of that, they basically, you know, cut the cameras, they're gonna go do their thing. Then we're gonna go to Marie. We're gonna go ahead and pivot on over to Marie. Marie and her daughter, they go to her ex-husband's place. Now y'all, let me know in the comments. I think his name is Kevin. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. But I think her ex-husband's name is Kevin. Anyway, they go over there. Apparently they get there before he gets there. And Marie clearly sees that it's a lot of clutter on the counter. She opens the refrigerator. She's like, oh no, right? It's a lot going on or whatever. And she asks her daughter, like, is it always like this when you come over here? She's like, yeah, this is typical. This is, yeah, And she was like, oh no. So anyway, Kevin, he finally gets there. And if that's not his name, Marie's ex-husband, she gets there. Now, clearly, I know Marie still loves this man. It's obvious. Because why? Because he's still here, right? So he comes in, they talk, you know, they chop it up or whatever. And she brings up the fact that she can't believe that his brother is no longer living. And like, I guess they had that wild moment, like, I can't believe this, right? And he says, yeah. And he says, it's crazy because it seemed like during that time of his passing, that's when you started being nice to me. Well, you know what? In Marie's defense, a lot of times that's when people kind of show their softer side and their more empathetic side to them. So I get it, right? So then she invites him to her 45th birthday party that she plans to have. And Kevin says, I may not be able to make it because he probably had other obligations. She said, okay, that's fine. And then she's off in the confessional by herself. She says she's at a place in her life where she's not going to force anybody to do anything they don't want to do, as she should. Because this is a teachable moment. One thing I had to come to terms with, not that, because I'm never the type to try to force any grown person to do something I want them to do. That's just not my nature, right? I mean, I'm a boss in other areas, but me trying to convince a grown person to do something they don't want to do, I'm hands off in that department. And that takes a lot of stress off of you. Because grown people gonna do what grown people gonna do. That's just it, right? So, in her confession, she was like, that's fine, he ain't gonna be able to come. But he knows, her ex-husband Kevin, he knows that she has been dealing with someone else, you know, for about 8 months now, because she knows he's been out here doing what he was doing. And I commend Mary. I commend her for this. Because one thing us women need to realize, don't wait on no man. My mother used to always tell me this. Don't wait on no man. My mom used to say all the time, don't wait on no man. When monkey don't stop no show, the show continues to go on. And at my age now, I believe that more wholeheartedly than ever. Don't wait on no, and not even just a man, but don't wait on nobody to show up for you in any capacity. Because 9 times out of 10, or 50 out of 50, or 50 out of half the time, we all know what I'm saying. You might disappoint yourself. And the last thing anybody should be trying to do is be disappointed by the actions of somebody else. That's just my opinion. So, let's go ahead over here with Latrice. Latrice and her husband, y'all, I can't remember his name, but he's a character, so it'll come up. They meet at Taste because they have a new executive chef. And so they have to meet, test out that new chef's menu or whatever. And they had some type of fish, right? The food looked good. They were talking about the food, how it tastes, and and everything that they have to go through, right? And so then Latrice tells her husband that she doesn't like the fact that, because, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Basically, they have this new place, Taste, but now her husband, he wants to build condos on top of the building. And I was like, damn, they got some money. Like, they got some money, right? They're investing in putting condos up on the place. Why? Because it's about a bar and grill or whatever. So for people to feel secure and safe, if they don't feel like going home, or if they just come there to just chill out, they can go upstairs, and rent out the space or whatever, right? And I think I'm making it sound less than what it is, because they did say condos, right? But anyway, y'all get the gist. Anyway, so Latrice and her husband, they're sitting there talking, and Latrice tells her husband that she has a problem with him staying at one of the condos instead of coming home. And she was like, it's a lot of ladies coming up in here. There's a lot of ladies working here. And he said, so it's a trust thing, her husband says. And she's like, yeah. And, she doesn't like it or whatever. So they have this conversation, and then Latrice's friend, Amanda, I believe that's her name, you guys, she walks in cute. She comes in, she sits in between them, and she looks over at Latrice's husband. She's like, you treating my girl Latrice right, or whatever. And, they go back and forth, and Latrice, she reiterates the fact that he likes to stay there at the restaurant / condo instead of coming home on nights when he should be coming home. So they have that conversation or whatever. So y'all, now we're gonna move over to, I believe her name is Sabrina. I think her name is Sabrina. Now she came on last season or whatever, like they was trying to push her in, force her in. And if y'all know, that's why Akeisha and Soguchi and them left, right? They left. One of the reasons why they left. I'm not gonna say Sabrina was the complete reason why they left. But anyway, Sabrina's here. So Sabrina's home. She's going through some ribbon. She's cutting ribbon. I think she was saying something about that she makes earrings and stuff like that. And she also said that she was supposed to start working at Taste, but then she get into an accident, and she's still healing. She's still in her healing process. So her fiance, don't ask me his name, but y'all know, he comes in or whatever, and she feels the need to have a conversation with him, because she wants to make sure they're on the same page. She wants to make sure that they're on the same page because he went out and bought a new truck, an 18-wheeler box truck. And before then, he bought a whole boat and didn't tell her anything. She just walked outside and saw the stuff. And I'm going to just say this, Sabrina. It's just a side note. And I like the fact that you're asking questions. And it probably comes along with the fact that you had been married before, because we all know experience, life is the best teacher, right? So she's asking these questions or whatever. Because y'all, if y'all remember last season, she was like, she was so in love. They so in love. They good. They good. But this season, you know, she's asking questions because now she's asking these questions because the finances, right? Because they plan to have this big wedding, or she plans to have this big wedding, and as she's saying, you know, the venue, this, that, and that, you know, production can be very funny. It was like, that's gonna be a bag, that's a bag of money, that's a bag of money, or whatever, and it is. It's just my opinion, and I know everybody don't think like me, but I wouldn't have no big, expensive ass wedding. I just wouldn't. Because who's about to keep spending all this money on a wedding? Like, no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, so as she's talking to her fiance, he's just sitting there shaking his head, yeah, well, da da da, and you know, he's making decisions and not telling her, and she's like, she doesn't like that, and he tells her, well, I don't want to tell you until it becomes a success, or if it's going good. No, no, that's not how it works. But you know, we all know men do what they do. Men do what they do, and they think they right or whatever. I don't know if you guys are watching Heart and Hustle Houston, which I think that's a great show. That's on the OWN network as well. We have a couple on there because their season just ended. We have a couple on there where her husband went out there and started making big time investments. I'm talking about hundreds of $1,000 investments. She had no idea about it. She didn't find out about it until she needed to make a purchase for the business. And they ain't had no money. She had to downsize. She had to sell her house. Like, she had to kind of revamp their whole lifestyle, right? But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother show. I should have been reviewing that show when it was on. And I probably might give y'all an overall review on that show. Heart and Hustle Houston, great show. Anyway, back to Sabrina and her husband. My thing is this right here. If this man is now already showing you that he's just going to go out here and make decisions without confiding in you, that's a red flag that cannot be ignored. And I'm going to just leave that there. So, anyway, not only did Sabrina have a car accident, she lost 2 of her fur babies, one that belonged to her son, who is no longer here. Rest in peace to him. I feel like Sabrina she going through. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue to go. Then there's a scene where Latrice goes to her friend Amanda's hair salon. She goes to the hair salon to get her hair done, right? And they're in there chopping it up, and then Tambra, she pops up, right? Okay, it's a kiki time or whatever. Tambra comes in, and now they're talking. They start talking about Latricia, and Glendale. And then Amanda shows screenshots or her DMs where Glendale had his black ass all up and through her DMs. And I'm just like, come on. But if Latricia like it, I love it. Because this man, this ninja, done embarrassed her I don't know how many times. And y'all, like I said, I just started watching this show their last season. But now he's up in this girl's DM. And mind you, she's just now getting a divorce from her wife. Because her wife wants to still be out here playing and stuff like that. So she divorced the wife. So that lets us know she's a member of the LGBTQ, TY, whatever it is, community, right? So she shows Latrice. Tambra's there. She sees it. And Tambra is telling her about the birthday party, Mary's birthday party, or Marie's birthday party. Who's saying Mary? And she was saying how, everything happened. And I think I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all, but let me just finish out this right here. So they're talking about the birthday party and certain people, who were there. And from that, I'm going to go ahead to the birthday party. So now it's the night of Mary's birthday party. Mary's birthday party, her friends are there, her families are there, her business partner is there, and her ex-husband, I think his name is Kevin, is there, right? And so she's hugging everybody, she comes in or whatever, and then you guys, they introduce us to a new castmate. I think her name is Carrie or whatever. She comes in with her husband or whatever. Okay, yeah, okay, all right, beautiful person, beautiful couple, whatever. Finally, Marie gets there. She's, interacting with her guests, she's hugging, speaking and all this good stuff. And in walks this white guy named Martin. Now, y'all, like I said, I just started watching this show last season. So when Marie was saying she had another boo thing, another friend guy, I thought it was the friend guy, the black friend guy, who she brought to a dinner that they had last season. I don't remember his name. So imagine my surprise when I saw this white guy there. And you guys, this was the thing for me. I did not like Latricia. You would think this was Letitia's, however she pronounced her name, Lord. You would think that this was her party and she was the one in the middle. She had invited her ex-husband and her new little boy toy. The way she was acting, like, I thought that was so weird. And then not only that, what made it even weirder, the new girl Carrie, who obviously Latricia has brought into this friend group because she was introducing her to the ladies. She was right there on Latricia's heel trying to figure out what was going on with Marie and her personal life. Now, I didn't like the way they acted. I think everybody could have been cool. We're all adults here. This is Marie, and if Marie like it, I love it type stuff. But in my opinion, the way that they went about it, Latricia and the new girl Carrie, and they went to Martin and they started grilling him, found out that he's still married, he's separated from his wife, and he has kids. And Carrie, she just jumps right in there. Like, she just jumped right into the mess. Instead of sitting her ass down, minding her damn business, she jumps in. But this is reality TV or whatever. I didn't like that. I didn't like that about Latricia, and I did not like that about Carrie, because I think they should have just minded their business. And if Marie was okay, if anything, I would have took Marie off to the side, because I'm her homegirl, Latricia, and she probably did. And like, girl, everything all right? We cool? Like, what's cool? Whatever. But Marie would have been like, well, Kevin said he was not going to come, and Martin said he was going to come, so I was not going to, and I had already invited him. So, girl, they both here, so we just going to have a good time. But no, that's not how it was. They were just all talking and looking and gagging, and I'm like, damn, y'all need to find something else to do or whatever. But I guess, it's going to be what it's going to be. I will be reviewing this show. You guys, I know I missed a lot of detailed parts or whatever, but you guys, I want y'all to drop down, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. And if I got anybody's name wrong, please correct me, because I'm going to be watching this show and I'm going to need to know these people's name or whatever. But going back to when Latrice was at her homegirl Amanda's salon getting her hair done, and Tambra came up there, clearly, although Latrice and Marie are good, I don't think Tambra and Marie are good. Although she was at the party and everything, because Tambra had a lot to say about Marie and how, she liked to control things and this and that and the third. But you guys, this is my review on the Belle Collectives. Drop down in the comments, and y'all, please don't hesitate to like, or dislike. And subscribe to my channel. Y'all have a great night. Tell it I'm out.